Hello, I'm DJ-ex, and this video is about the unlimited version of the powerful Landorus bat stack. Crobat and Golbat allow you to place damage counters as you evolve them, really speeding up the damage output of this deck. One of the important points is it's damage wherever you want it. You can place that on their bench or on their active Pokemon, whatever Pokemon you need to get rid of. This really makes use of the extra 30 damage Landorus-ex's Hammerhead attack does to bench Pokemon. One of the powerful things we gain from Unlimited is the ability to reuse Scoop Up Cyclone. This is made possible by the omnipresent Junk Arm, which makes everything in this format better. Devolution Spray is a lesser Scoop Up Cyclone. In Unlimited we also gain Energy Exchanger. What it allows us to do is trade a basic fighting energy in our hand for a strong energy. You can do it the other way around, but most of the time in this deck we're going to be looking for that extra 20 damage. In this deck, Hypnotoxic Laser is just a plus power with some upside. Speaking of plus power, Junk Arm allows us to reuse the 1 plus power as many times as we need to get that last 10 damage on to knock out our opponent's Pokemon. Repeat Ball may be at its best in this deck as we want as many of the Zubat line as possible. A great supporter to help us set up as many Zubat as possible and get our Landorus-ex is Pokemon Collector. Usually want to play this on the first turn, even Ultra Balling for a Jirachi if necessary, as it allows us to make lots of evolutions. What stadium to play is a tough choice because Fighting Stadium allows us to do 20 more damage. To Big EX is where we need the help dealing extra damage, but Silent Lab allows us to shut off abilities that might stop us, like Safeguard Suicune. In this deck, Korrina is objectively better than Skyla. We also play a variety of one-of supporter cards that we can get back with VS Seeker through Junk Arm. And we also play 1 Bicycle to help support our draws. You may have noticed the 1 Plasma Crobat. Its ability allows you to draw 1 card per turn, extra. The debate is whether the 1, 2, or 3 cards you might draw with Plasma Crobat is worth the 30 damage you give up instead. The card you might draw off of that Crobat could be another 30 damage Crobat, so you could get your value right back on the first turn. Or it could be a plus power or a muscle ban, or it could be a dead card. Whatever the card is, you're giving up the option to evolve that Golbat that turn into a Crobat that can deal 30 damage. So there definitely is a cost. On one side, you want the Plasma Crobat to be the first one you evolve, because then you get the most draws out of it, because you get to use it an extra turn or two. On the other side, you want the Skill Dive Crobat to be the one you evolve first, because you want to get as much damage out there as fast as possible and maybe finish off your opponent's Pokemon before they can fully set up. It's hard to value how much the extra card you get off of Crobat's worth, especially since cards like Devolution Spray could be dealing an extra 30 damage if they were evolving the other Crobat. But that's the thing about Pokemon. Pokemon doesn't trade cards 1 for 1 like other games do. In Pokemon, it's very dynamic, and what really matters is getting the right cards put together. Lots of little combos. For instance, De-Evolution Spray really isn't worth that much if it's by itself, and you don't have any Crobats to de-evolve. So in Pokemon, extra cards are dynamically good, where the more cards you get, the better, because they have more options of other cards to combine with. What really sells me on the Plasma Crobat is that most of the time you're going to have the option to choose which Crobat you want, because you'll be using a card like Ultra Ball or Pokemon Communication to search for one or the other. So you'll just get whichever's best in that situation. In this game, we get to see one of the deck's strengths in being able to knock out the low HP support Pokemon, shutting off our opponent's ability to use Garbodor on us. This turn I get 3 activations of Golbat's ability by level balling for 2 Golbats and then Devolution Spraying 1 to evolve the 3rd Zubat. Here you can see me playing Fighting Stadium just to get rid of our opponent's Verbank City Gym. We do get to sometimes make use of our opponent's Verbanks, but here I just wanted to get rid of it as they're going to have more lasers than us. Quick shout out to our opponent, I like Trains 400. Thanks for the games. Gonna start playing the video at 2 times speed now, as our opponent gets out Hypnotoxic, something that we have a real problem battling. Landorus' weakness to water definitely makes this always a tough matchup for any Landorus versus Hypnotoxic. Our plan here, of course, is to do the only things we can do, which is attach strong energies, play out Landoru-ex and Golbats, and basically use our supporters to draw the energy in Pokemon that we need. Our opponent manages to put together the Hypnotoxic Laser and Muscle Band he needs to knock out our Landorus-ex. Luckily, Crobat does have that Skill Dive attack that works very well, since it only costs 1 colorless energy. Allows us to start getting some damage in while we try and find a Landorus-ex. Here I make the questionable play of going after that Jirachi-ex when a Hammerhead would be able to use that extra 30 damage very efficiently. But I'm trying to find the Landorus-ex here, since you can see from my hand I don't have either the energy or the Landorus needed. So I was thinking with the extra 2 prize cards that I get, that maybe I could find it and help set up faster for next turn. I had refused to play Silent Lab, and you can see it hurts me here because they go ahead and play Hypnotoxic Laser, but I was thinking that I might need to play Jirachi to find a supporter next turn, so I didn't want that to come back and bite me, especially since none of my Pokemon were poisoned currently. We essentially need to draw Landorus-ex here to win the game, so this Plasma Crobat's really helping us out because it's basically doubling the amount of draw steps we get per turn. Since our opponent has 3 prize cards left and basically can't knock out 2 of our Pokemon this turn, they have to be able to heal off that damage off Hypnotoxic, otherwise we're going to be able to pick it off their bench easily with either Crobat or Landorus. This deck is certainly at its strongest picking off small Pokemon on the bench. Being able to get prize cards for less than 70 damage is pretty awesome. We do have some problems with big Pokemon like Mega EXs, but Landorus's second attack, Land Judgment, is really good with the extra damage you can deal by discarding all the energies on it. Usually you save that attack for the last 2 prize cards of the game. That way you don't have to worry about reloading. As always, the deck list is in the description, though I encourage you to try variations without the energy exchanger or plus power, and maybe with some more stadiums.